What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Commentary for you. This is going to be another long video, but this is going to be a very important video because this is me documenting, proving to you the lies, the deception of Clint Oldenberg, the creative director of Madden, to our community. And this goes through media outlets, this goes through YouTube creators, but I want to start right here, okay? This is, to me, paramount. This is the most important. This is us, understand. This is a 10-year-old post, 10-year-old post about the long snapper position in Madden. And it goes on to say that it's there, it's in the depth chart. Why couldn't you just get this correct? Why are there not penalties for putting a bad player in this position? But it's not just us, okay? It's not just the gamer that was expressing these concerns. It was also NFL players. Here's an article right here. Johnny Hecker going through, this is Madden 24, okay? So this is essentially 2 years ago where they're talking about the long snapper position, the ratings, how important they are on the field. And in this case, you had a couple other players, Graham Gano, speaking out against their ratings. But understand that we're setting this 10-year window where we understand long snappers matter in football from a player perspective, like a kicker, like a punter, but also from a community perspective, where we're asking for things to be put in the game that are meaningful, that have a tangible value to them. So we're going to flash forward now to this year. And we're going to take a look at what Clint Oldenberg was talking about this year when it came to the long snapper position. This is from an article that he did. So this article, he goes on to talk about how this is maybe not even going to be noticeable. But the new depth chart positions is what he's proud of. We already know, based on community feedback, this was in the game. He goes on to say long snappers, they don't have the biggest impact in the game. That is completely different from what NFL players had told Clint. He goes on to say that this is a spot on the roster we haven't appropriately had in the past for a number of different reasons. Admitting failure. Clint has worked on this game for 10 years, former offensive lineman, and he's admitting I can't get offensive positions correct because it was really hard, because franchise logic. But now we've got this long snapper position. Now we've got these linebackers, the Mike, the Sam, the Will. They've covered all of this before. They've done this before. They are telling you things that are new. They are telling you they've done things that we flat out know have been in the game. Going forward, I want you to look at this. This is Madden 19. Madden 19, okay? We're talking about Locomotion and Clint's excitement for Locomotion. How it's going to change the game, how it's going to create balance, how it's going to create authenticity. Now, what's so important about this is that Clint is clearly coming out and saying, listen, this is going to be one of the biggest upgrades in Madden history. This is going to be one of the biggest upgrades in history. Hit the hole. One cut. Push the pile. Yet here we are, current day, and they're asking Clint, what do you think is going to be the biggest on-field change? Clint responds, well, we really built on what was already there from college football last year, and that's one of the big benefits between two football games in the same space with Locomotion, with wear and tear. We're listening to both players. See, the Madden players, they wanted something from college football. So we brought it over. It would make no sense not to do this. So the players asked for it. The players got it. Let me understand that you had something in Madden 19 that you carried over to college football. They implemented something you couldn't have done in multiple years, and now you're pillaging a wear and tear system from them. How does this make any sense? This is why we were always under the impression there were multiple teams working on two separate games. Moving forward, we're going to talk about the weather for just a moment, because Clint talks about how, there's going to be the fog, the heavy rain, the heavy snow, all these weather conditions. How this is for, what's this say? Especially simulation-minded players For all of you that say Madden doesn't sell itself as a simulation game, there you go. There's your lead developer. What did we not want? They didn't just want a visual upgrade to the weather. They wanted the elements, limited visibility, a fog game, trouble seeing receivers. It's interesting that Clint literally says they didn't just want a visual upgrade and then goes over visual talking points. Limited visibility. This shows you they have no idea how to build a game. He has no understanding of the concepts. When you say, well, they told us what they didn't want, let me list through a couple things. I'm going to show this clip to you right here. Okay, it's a little bit slowed down. It's Kyler Murray. It's very, very important to watch this clip. Okay, now I could go through the blocking. I could go through the movement, the animation of this pass. I'm not going to do any of that. Instead, I'm going to show you this. One of the players Clint was excited about. Locomotion. Again, Locomotion. Madden 2019. Kyler Murray. When you run with Kyler Murray in this game, it's going to look like Kyler Murray, right? Small, quick steps. Puts his arm out to balance himself. Responsiveness. Transitioning from the pocket to scramble. So smooth. Clint would call it buttery. You get a quick response. Getting outside the pocket. When the quarterback moves behind the line. So all the right stick moves you have with a standard ball carrier. What does that mean? What does a standard ball carrier mean? But now you're going to have them with a quarterback, so you can try to avoid this oncoming pass rush. I'm going to show this to you at speed, and I'm going to slow this down for you. And I want you to understand that he never puts his arm out to get his balance. That, in my opinion, you do see in the pocket these very weird steps. But once he moves out, there is no tiny little step, right? So here, I guess the only way I can define this is it almost looks like with these short steps that he's galloping instead of running. Okay, it's very disjointed. It's not buttery smooth. Okay, and then we can see as he starts to roll out and gets actually out of the pocket, those animations Clint talks about, they kick in and we get these full strides. Where are these little tiny steps? He's taking strides that mirror the players chasing him. Even when he has the ball tucked. Why are we being lied to by this person? Why is he telling us things are in the game that are not? Why is no one else in this community looking at these articles, looking at the gameplay and saying, hey, we're being deceived. We're being lied to. Look at this buttery smooth gameplay. There's Clint, the lineman looking at Kyler Murray throwing. There's the realism. What are you most excited about? What's the one thing that's going to be special? Oh, well, my former team. I really like the Broncos. I really like Evan Ingram. He's athletic. But you know what? We go back to the weather. The home field advantage of snow, because Broncos are going to be less impacted in the snow. They're used to playing it as opposed to the warm weather teams. Detroit, one of the best, if not the best. They've got Jamar Gibbs. The new locomotion we have in Madden, the new player movement, how explosive these players are. Okay, we have heard this rhetoric for years. This locomotion system that they've apparently been working on for what feels like a decade somehow gets improvements from a college team, and then that gets pillaged over to Madden, and this is the best thing ever. For all of you that sit there and tell me, these are different games, you don't understand. College football is its own unique game. Madden is its own unique game. You can't bundle them together. You're disrespectful when you say college Madden. You're disrespectful when you say this game replicates a strip club better than anything else because everywhere there's ass. You walk into the club, okay? You've got Madden 26 on one side going up and down the pole. You've got college football on the other side going up and down the pole, and they're both so ass that they're sharing tips. They're pulling all the tips together and they're splitting them. It's that bad. It's that bad. Clint apparently is opening the club. Okay, Clint comes in around 11 o'clock, opens the club. You've got Madden, you've got college football. Everything's perfect to him. He is sitting here and he is lying to you. He is helping deceive you. And it is not right. It's not right that they're using community members to funnel all this information out. It's not right that they're talking about improvements from year to year that need to be in the game that aren't, and then generating excuses as to why, when they have actual NFL players, one of the best punters in the league, Johnny Hecker, was telling them 10 years ago, hey, there's a problem. Graham Gano, one of Clint's former teammates, was telling him, hey, there's a problem. And those issues aren't getting resolved. But what will happen, mark my words on this, the same way I called Reptar coming into Madden, what will happen is they'll take a 70-yard field goal that happened last night, never happened in the history of the NFL, and they'll throw out a 70-yard clip of a Madden kicker and say, look at how realistic this is. This kicker can make the kick in our game the same way he made the kick in the real game. By the way, don't worry, for the last 10 years, other NFL players and our community members have asked for things like the long snapper rating that impacts that 70-yard kick to be improved. And we weren't able to figure out how to do it because we were too busy selling them game improvements that were never there to begin with. And we use a network of content creators that we funnel and spoon feed exclusive content to give to the community. And then once the game is released and you have it in your hand and you see, even though Clint told you Kyler Murray was going to run like Kyler Murray, that he had all this new animation, even though he's probably, let's be honest, top 15, top 20 quarterback. I mean, is that the player that you want to focus on making all the changes to? I don't know. I'm just saying. Right? Yes, every player should feel unique, but if we're starting with players feeling unique, I don't know that I've got Kyler Murray at the top of my list, but that's what Clint did. That's what Clint had. Okay, that's Clint. When you're sitting there and saying, well, you're going to have all this new experience with this player, wait till you play the game, and then once we get the game, we don't have to play it to see that it's not there. There's a real problem with this game. There's a real problem with this community. And everyone is sitting there just allowing it to happen, but a very select few creators in this space. As a gamer, you should be fed up. As a customer, you should be fed up. You should be saying to yourself, I am tired of being sold a game that is not delivered. I am tired of having content creators tell me all the positives about a game, and when I get it, they're not there. Being critical of these things is not being negative. Being critical of these things is being honest. I don't need EA to hand me content to show you. I went to EA 10 years ago and I saw how the system worked and I said, you know what? This isn't for me. I'm not going to sit here, show this content, and allow you to lie to people through my channel. And it's pretty clear that EA has gotten way too comfortable going out with these creators, going out to these media outlets and flat out using them to lie. And I've proven it here. I'm not sitting here and telling you, you shouldn't like this. You shouldn't like that. Let's just be negative. No, I'm showing you. Here's gameplay. Here's Clint's words. Here's what Clint's talking about today. Here's what happened 10 years ago. Here's what was being discussed 10 years ago. Some of you, and this is what you don't like to hear, some of you weren't really playing this game 10 years ago. So you don't even understand that those long snapper discussions have been going on for over a decade. Over a decade to get a position in the game that should have never not been in the game. Long snappers were in NFL 2K5. Long snappers were in All-Pro Football, and they mattered. Long snappers are a position in the Pro Bowl because they've mattered. Clint Oldenberg played on the offensive line. He likely had an opportunity to help salvage his career being a long snapper. And just like this game, he failed to do it. Then, when he started working on NCAA 14, he could have taken that real-life experience he had and ported it into this game. He failed to do it. It took over 10 years for him to get it into the game. Should tell you all you need to know about why this game feels the same to you each and every year, because it is the same game each and every year. It should tell you all you need to know about why this game feels the same as college football, because EA has now came out and told us it is the same game as college football. Love to know your thoughts on this. appreciate you watching and learning the reality that I discussed in this video. And you know, when it takes 10 years to get a position in this game, and Clint Oldenberg is telling you, just play with Kyler Murray, you'll see all the changes, and then we look at Kyler Murray and there are no changes. It is absolutely impossible for me not to be back in the week with more commentary.